Alpharad, Jacob Raven IV, licensed internet funny man. I've been an Alpharad fan for years now, casually engaging in his content, and I found he's had a very storied career and life, and I thought it could be fun to document that, and what better than an Iceberg video to do that. So sit back while I explain the Alpharad Iceberg. Alpharad is a channel with almost 3 million subscribers started by Jacob Raven IV on January 14th of 2014. Originally focusing on Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U, in recent years he's broadened his horizons to variety gaming and IRL content, while still sticking close to his Smash Bros. Roots. It is also, if it wasn't obvious, my favourite channel on the platform, and I hope by the end of this is one of yours too. Alpharad Deluxe, formerly Alpharad Plus, is Jacob's second channel, which is now Alpharad Gold, I guess. It began as a sort of dumping ground for clips and extra content, but started to become the home of its own series around September of 2018, and became its own beast as a Let's Play channel hosted by Jacob and Joe Sniffy, along with later Ultrive, in August of 2021. Undergoing many changes over its active years, it's always a fun time whenever they remember what the upload button is. Alpharad Replay is Jacob's VOD channel. Not much more can be said about this one, it's just a place to watch full streams a few days after they take place. Like most VOD channels, it also makes great backing noise for sleep.
We're so fine.
Not Alpharad is a lie, but also Alpharad's Clip channel, fitting in with the growing trend of YouTubers' separate channels for bite-sized content. This channel also started as a bonus content channel for random short videos, but changed to be video highlights around September of 2020. If you have a spare 30 seconds or 30 hours, check this one out. Ace of Hearts is a band Jacob started with Luke Wheeler, longtime friend and musical collaborator.
We have to go to the Science Museum.
Where?
The Science Museum.
Where?
The Science Museum.
The Science Museum.
Oh.
They debuted in April 2020 and have since released 2 EPs, Monophobia and Scorpion Queen, and an album, Frozen in Time, with more confirmed to be on the way. My personal favourite song is Deadbeat Boulevard, but I recommend checking out the whole discography if you can. It would be foolish for you not to. Friends Without Benefits is a Let's Play channel started on May 17th, 2016 by Ouija the God, Deezus, Major Duncan, Dad as Heck, and, of course, Alpharad. Jacob left the channel in 2018 amicably, and he still remains close friends with all the members, which is more than can be said for other famous Let's Play channel departures. Bubblegum KK is a video on Not Alpharad of Adriana Figueroa singing the titular song in a recording booth during the production of, presumably, Your Name by Ace of Hearts, which she features on. The video is also the most viewed video across all Alpharad channels, standing at over 20 million views. This 15-second video stands above the entire Best of Alpharad playlist, bringing heavily into question the taste of Jacob's audience. Can't lie though, it is pretty catchy. The Not series is one of Jacob's most famous series, in which he covered games which ripped off or bore striking similarity to bigger current games, including Overwatch, Among Us, and Honey Pop. The Holy Trinity. Although it has only seen one new entry in the past 2 years and is very much dormant, it is a beloved one for many fans. But look, I get it. You're tired of this entry. You're tired of everything being related to this entry. So let's move on. Forward Aerial is a long-running joke in the Alpharad community based on Mario's Fair from Smash 4. The joke originated in Beginner's Guide to Mario and has been run into the ground, under the ground, and into hell where it belongs ever since. Jacob has expressed fatigue with the joke in recent years, and I agree, after such a long-running bit, it's definitely time to move forward. Aerial. I had to. How to Play 101 was one of the first notable series on Alpharad's channel. As the name suggests, these were video guides on characters in Smash 4, with other games making an appearance later on, such as Minecraft, Splatoon, and his cat. These gave Jacob a big boost early in his career, and are an integral part of the channel's story. Now if only he could figure out how to play the rest of Super Mario Galaxy. A man can dream. Replay Hut was a series on the Alpharad channel during Smash 4 where his fans would submit clips to be featured of them doing impressive stunts. These were uncommentated and just featured clips with the names of the players, but it is nonetheless one of the best known and most well remembered series of Jacob's history, despite its relatively short lifespan. A Story for Glory, another of Jacob's earliest and best known series, featured commentary over matches of For Glory in Smash 4. Watching back, it's interesting to see the evolution of his delivery and commentating ability over time.
Oh, ow, thought I would do something except kill myself.
This stage is yellow! What the fuck is yellow?
Not to say it wasn't a good start. This series is definitely an icon as a part of the Alpharad history, but I must say, 7 years on, there's exponential improvement. Shine Get is a song by Aethernaut which used to be Alpharad's outro music until February of 2021, when it was changed to Persona 5's Swear to My Bones, and later an original track by Garrett Williamson. This is a really fun piece of music and I recommend you check it out and show the artist some love. And speaking of endings, that brings us to the end of this tier of the iceberg. Alpharad is Jacob's TikTok account that he started around October of 2021. He posted a few videos, including a Charlie Puth parody.
What if there was a song like Ba-dum Dum Dum? Oh
And a Danny Phantom cosplay thirst trap of all things. Like a TikTok though, it didn't last long and has been dormant since the 30th October 2021, as of when I'm recording this. How Did We Get Here, the audio road trip with no breaks, is a podcast hosted by Jacob and his longtime friend and fellow Smash player, Coney, aka Zach Zeeks. The episodes consist of tangential conversations ranging anywhere from the united affairs of eugenics and Mickey Mouse to the paradoxical zenith of my stepbro's quantum superposition, always ending up with the titular question, how did we get here? After which they try to recap the topics which got them from the title to the current conversation. Give it a look if it sounds like your thing, but strap in. No breaks means no breaks. Deanna Gowland is a singer-songwriter and host of the YouTube channel Birdies, in which she discusses and reviews birds. In the context of this iceberg though, she's Jacob's close friend, former roommate, and producer, helping organise many of Alpharad's recent larger projects, such as the live shows and IRL shoots. Her content and music is absolutely worth a look on its own merit though. I personally recommend Make a Sound as a first listen for her music, but for now let's take flight from here to the next entry. Partycast was one of Jacob's first series to find its home on Alpharad Plus. The show had a simple premise, with Jacob, Blue7 and Joe inviting a guest on to play a 20-round game of Mario Party and answer some questions, with regular intervals delivered by Play on Sunday to keep audio listeners up to date. The series was short-lived, but featured some very cool guests including Tearzu, Nicholas Cantu, better known nowadays as Junkie Janker, and Sky Bennett, voice of Pyra and Mithra in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Frasier is one of Jacob's cats, a grey flat-faced cat which Jacob owned for many years. He's named after the sitcom of the same name, and features most notably in How to Play with Frasier 101, one of the series' final entries before its return for Smash Ultimate. He's a good boy, and according to Jacob, he loves a stray cat Jacob and his friends so much, they adopted her and named her Taylor. 10 out of 10? Best boy. World of Light One Punch Mark is an episode of Alpharad's World of Light series uploaded on December 19, 2018. It is also the most viewed video on Alpharad's channel, amassing over 13 million views, likely because of the thumbnail depicting one of the hardest spirits in the game, Dr. Wily, being seemingly killed with a single blow. While this was not the way it was defeated in the video, instead a close game with Jacob playing as Donkey Kong, it clearly served its purpose to rise enough to the #1 spot. Sonic Forces Plus Ultra is a long play of the entire campaign of Sonic Forces, hosted by Jacob, Joe, and guest and resident Sonic fan Keely Clove on the Alpharad Deluxe channel. This, similar to the previous entry, is the most viewed video on Alpharad Deluxe, clocking in at just under 2 million views as of scripting this. The video was likely inspired by a controversy around the time of its release where Ouija the God, a close friend of Jacob, completed the whole game in under 3 hours and was therefore able to get a refund on Steam for his purchase. This was not a longer, impactful controversy, however, and clearly inspired a very popular way to spend 2.5 hours. Hard DK, as the name suggests, is a Donkey Kong amiibo trained by Alpharad to become unreasonably strong. He made his debut in Hard DK amiibo and has since gone on to defeat even top players with his raw $15 power. Hard DK is also a recurring CPU opponent in Jacob's Mario Party videos, but I feel the name much more belongs to the toy that toppled Titans. Bow before him, or you're next. The Denim Dino was a nickname Jacob carried when playing Fall Guys on his main channel. This came from the combination of the T-Rex head and jeans his Fall Guy wore to many a crown, and even a victory in Alpharad's Fall Guys tournament, along with Coney, Deezus, and Play on Sunday, or Minecraft Matthew as he went by at the time. Ellie Drumm, known on Twitch as Egg, is a friend of Jacob's and former co-host of Alpharad Plus. She first appeared in Chili's Diner Girl, and was much beloved by fans. Her most notable series she featured in was the Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz playthrough, but she was present for many. Her brother Josh, also known as Shythed, also featured in Alpharad Plus series such as the Melee Netplay videos, as well as being mentioned in conversation many times, often as just Ellie's brother. Tyler, or Maloney as he is more commonly known, is a pro Smash Bros player and former co-host and editor of Alpharad Clip, appearing in a few videos on mic, but mostly as a white Comic Sans with a red glow. When he was first introduced, it was a common theory in the Alpharad Clip fanbase that he wasn't real and was in fact just a bit created by Jacob and Joe until his eventual reveal. Though, to this day, there are still persistent Tyler deniers. Nova One Duke is an artist Jacob has worked with for many years, primarily creating many of the pieces of art for thumbnails and channel branding, a few examples of which you can see on screen now. Nova has also made a few on-mic appearances in Jacob's content, most notably in his Artist vs YouTuber Drawing Challenge videos. He consistently puts out great work and captures Jacob's creative vision very well. Clickbait was a series on the Alpharad channel between October 2016 and December 2017, in which he would take comment prompts and create, as the name suggests, clickbaity exaggerated thumbnails based off of them. A recurring character in the series was Kate Upton, who provided an easy source of an old classic of clickbait: boobs in the thumbnail. There were also guest appearances from Ouija the God, Esam, Lythero, and Omni. I always really enjoyed these videos when they came out, and look back on the series very fondly. No, not because of that. Get your mind out of the gutter. CPUCS, or the CPU Championship Series, was a long-running series in which Jacob and his friends would cast a tournament bracket of level 9 CPU fighters in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. The series would quickly rise in popularity and develop its own characters, lore, and eventually even its own subreddit, r/CPUCS. Characters included Vincent, Naomi, Toy Convict, Skillshare Kirby, and even Major Duncan himself, just to name a few. This again was always a series I looked forward to, and one I know many Alpharad fans look back on fondly. It is also the reason many can never look at Art Academy or Nintendo Labo the same way again. The Semicolon became a symbol of Alpharad Plus fandom around late 2019, not because of its existing symbolism, but rather due to its misuse in the title of Minecraft The Way Home, a level Jacob and Joe created a long-running joke around in their Super Mario Maker 2 Endless Easy series. Though the joke was retired around the rebrand to Alpharad Deluxe, like a semicolon allows a sentence to continue, so did the channel even after it was all over. Dating Start is a song from Undertale played during, as the name suggests, the dating portion of the plot. Alpharad fans, however, will know this as Jacob's ad read music, as it plays in almost every ad read unless there are legal restrictions or the read is done live.
Hast thou heard of Raid Shadow Legends?
It has got to the point where in videos such as Elite Smash Sans, the song is used out of this context and threw many commenters off. I think it's a great song for the purpose he uses it, and if he ever changes to a different one, it'd end up really dating all the other ads. No? Okay, fine. Let's move. In recent years, Jacob has been hosting live in-person events with ticketed audiences and guesting creators, such as CJR, Family Jewels, Adriana Figueroa, and of course many, many more. This has come with a shift in Jacob's content away from purely gaming and are always a good time. Be it unrehearsed renditions of Shakespeare plays, dramatic readings of copypastas, or a cup pong tournament bracket, these are always a great time and I can't wait for more in the future. As of writing this, his latest, Mr. and Ms. Multiverse, a pageant hosted in collaboration with Amaranth, was recently cancelled, so guess that's the end of this entry. Moving on. I Played Blank So You Don't Have To is a newer series on Alfred's channel in which Jacob plays infamous video games in full to save others from the pain of doing so. So far, these games have been Balan Wonderworld, Jump Force, and the ever-infamous Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric. Being infamously bad, these games provided Jacob and his friends plenty to riff off of. He's also done a movie version, I Watched Space Jam 2 So You Don't Have To, meaning the series' future may not be limited to just games. The latest entry as of writing, Splatoon 3, deviated from the formula of the game being bad, instead just serving as a catchy title for a supercut playthrough. There have been talks for more in the future, such as Sonic and the Dark Brotherhood, and I really do hope we see more, because as a fan of gaming channels, there's nothing I love more than not playing a game. Norma Girl was the name of Jacob's avatar in his Pokemon Sword playthrough, a blinding white protagonist named in honour of the many memes going around about Gloria, the Sword and Shield female protagonist, around the time of the game's release. She would not be forgotten in this series though, as she would later become one of the 3 plushes released on Jacob's merch store, along with Jacob himself and CPUCS's Vincent, fulfilling your deepest punting needs for a very reasonable price. Steam Cleaning was a series in which Jacob would go through his bloated Steam library and try a selection of games each episode. Games featured included The Binding of Isaac, Demon Girls, and even the much beloved Celeste, along with plenty others. The series made its return in May 2020, which was, as of writing this, its final episode. These were always a fun way to see Jacob explore a new variety of experiences, but as he moves away from pure gaming content, it makes sense that this would probably no longer fit. Besides, if you still need steamy content, you can always watch the Honey Pop speedrunner video. Absol is Jacob's favourite Pokemon, notably because it has a monochrome colour palette according to the man himself. This has led to occasional furry accusations, but these have all been discredited by Jacob as he just finds them irritating, as Absol isn't even anthropomorphic. Other favourite Pokemon include Esper, who happens to be my favourite, and Vaporeon, who as we all know, in terms of male and female breeding, is the
And there you have part 1. Thank you very much for watching. It has been a long time in the making, and I'm really proud of how it's turned out. If you want to see more from me, at current my one other video, you can click there to watch it, and if you want to subscribe, click there-ish, and expect more in the future. Part 2 of this and much more. Thank you.